There was a time in my life when I thought my voice was my power, that I had to speak louder to be heard, to be seen. But life has a beautiful way of teaching us that sometimes silence is the loudest roar. Sometimes the best thing you can do is not to announce your plans, not to explain your struggles, but to simply focus on yourself and let your success make the noise. We live in a world where everyone is in a rush to prove something, to seek validation, to be accepted, to be understood. But let me tell you this, the moment you stop seeking approval from the world and start focusing on building yourself, you become unstoppable. The most powerful transformations happen in silence. The most beautiful growth happens when no one is watching. There is an undeniable power in silence, a strength that many fail to recognize in a world that constantly demands noise, validation, and acknowledgement. We live in a time where people believe that being vocal about their plans, struggles, and aspirations is necessary to prove their worth. They think that making an announcement about every step they take somehow gives them a sense of achievement. But true power lies in the ability to stay silent, to work in the shadows, and to let results speak louder than words ever could. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness. Society has conditioned us to believe that if we are not speaking, we are not progressing. But those who truly understand the value of silence know that it is a tool for growth, self-improvement, and unshakable confidence. It is in the quiet moments of self-reflection that we realize what truly matters. It is when we detach ourselves from unnecessary conversations, arguments, and distractions that we begin to focus entirely on ourselves. People who have mastered the art of silence understand that words hold weight and not everything deserves a response. It is easy to react, to defend, to explain, and to justify, but it takes great inner strength to remain silent in the face of criticism, doubt, and negativity. When you learn to control your words, you learn to control your emotions. And when you control your emotions, you gain mastery over your life. One of the greatest advantages of staying silent is that it allows you to observe more than you speak. Most people listen to respond rather than to understand. But when you embrace silence, you start noticing things others overlook. You begin to see patterns in behavior, in opportunities, and in your own thought process. Observation leads to wisdom, and wisdom leads to better decisions. The less you speak, the more you absorb. And the more you absorb, the more you grow. Growth happens in silence. Think about the strongest, most deeply rooted trees. They grow in silence. They don't announce their growth. They don't seek approval, and they don't demand attention. They simply grow, standing tall and firm, no matter the storms they face. In the same way, the most significant transformations in life happen when no one is watching. When you stop telling the world about your plans and start putting in the effort behind closed doors, you create a solid foundation for your future success. The world is filled with distractions. People who talk too much but do too little. They waste time explaining their goals rather than working towards them. They seek validation from others rather than trusting their own journey. But the ones who achieve greatness are those who choose silence over noise, action over words, and self-discipline over external approval. They do not waste their energy proving themselves to others because they know that success speaks for itself. There is an old saying, work hard in silence, let success make the noise. It is a simple yet profound truth. When you silently dedicate yourself to your goals, when you quietly build your dreams, when you resist the urge to explain yourself to those who don't understand you, you create an aura of mystery and power. People start noticing your growth, not because you told them about it, but because they can see it. Many times, we feel the need to defend our dreams and explain our struggles to those who question us. We think that if we speak up, people will understand us better. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Not everyone will see your vision. And that's okay. You do not owe an explanation to anyone. Your progress is not a debate, and your growth does not require validation. Silence is also a shield. It protects you from unnecessary drama, from distractions, and from negativity. When you choose to stay silent, you are no longer giving power to those who seek to bring you down. You are no longer engaging in battles that drain your energy. Instead, you are redirecting all your focus towards what truly matters: yourself, your goals, and your personal growth. Those who talk less and work more often surprise the world. They are the ones who appear out of nowhere, suddenly achieving things people never expected. Why? Because they did not waste time talking about their plans. They simply executed them. And by the time people realized what they had accomplished, it was already too late to question their abilities. When you embrace silence, you learn to listen to your own inner voice. You stop seeking advice from people who don't understand your journey, and you start trusting yourself more. You begin to realize that the only person who truly knows what is best for you is you. And that realization is liberating. It gives you the confidence to walk your path without fear, without doubt, and without hesitation. Many of the greatest minds in history have understood the power of silence. They knew that speaking less and doing more was the key to success. They knew that true confidence did not come from loud declarations, but from quiet perseverance. They focused on their goals relentlessly, without the need for approval, and in the end, the world recognized them not for their words, but for their achievement. We live in a world where validation has become the currency of self-worth. People seek approval in everything they do, whether through social media, personal relationships, or professional achievements. There is a constant need to be seen, heard, and acknowledged by others. But the truth is, the moment you start seeking validation from the outside world, you lose the power to control your own life. Your happiness, confidence, and success should never be dependent on someone else's approval. The only validation you need is from yourself. Focusing on yourself means understanding that you are the only person responsible for your growth, happiness, and progress. It means realizing that no amount of praise from others will make you truly fulfilled if you do not believe in yourself. Many people waste their time trying to impress others, constantly explaining their actions, seeking recognition, and hoping to be accepted. But the most powerful individuals are those who do not need to prove anything to anyone. They work in silence, grow in private, and let their success speak for itself. When you stop seeking validation, you gain the ability to make decisions based on what is right for you rather than what will impress others. Many people hesitate to take risks or follow their passions because they are afraid of judgment. They worry about what others will think if they fail or if they take a different path. But the truth is, people will always have opinions, and their opinions are constantly changing. If you live your life trying to meet their expectations, you will never be truly free. Self-focus is the key to true growth. When you prioritize yourself, you start investing your time in things that actually matter: your skills, your knowledge, your mental and physical health. Instead of wasting energy trying to be liked by everyone, you put that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. And the irony is, when you focus on yourself and stop trying to impress people, that is when they start noticing you. The world is drawn to those who are confident in their own skin, who are not desperate for approval, but instead radiate a quiet sense of purpose. The problem with seeking validation is that it makes you dependent on external factors. If your self-worth is tied to compliments, likes, or approval from others, then what happens when those things are taken away? What happens when people stop praising you? Do you stop believing in yourself? This is why it is so important to build your confidence from within. You need to be your own biggest supporter, your own motivator, and your own guide. When you truly believe in yourself, external validation becomes irrelevant. One of the greatest ways to focus on yourself is to set clear goals and work towards them without distractions. Many people fail to achieve their dreams because they are too busy worrying about what others think. They want to impress people before they even start working on themselves. But real success comes when you dedicate yourself to growth without constantly broadcasting your journey. Not everything needs to be announced. Not every achievement needs to be shared. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is work in silence and let your progress do the talking. Self-focus also means knowing when to walk away from negativity. Not everyone will support your journey. Some people will doubt you, criticize you, or try to bring you down. When you rely on their approval, their negativity affects you. But when you are focused on yourself, you no longer give power to their words. You stop explaining yourself to those who will never understand your vision. You stop wasting time on people who do not add value to your life. You protect your energy by surrounding yourself with positivity and cutting out anything that distracts you from your purpose. It is important to understand that choosing self-focus over validation does not mean being selfish. It means prioritizing your growth, your happiness, and your peace of mind. It means understanding that you cannot pour into others if you are empty yourself. When you take care of yourself first, you are in a better position to inspire, help, and uplift others. True confidence is not about proving yourself to the world. It is about knowing who you are and standing firm in that truth. Many people fear that if they stop seeking validation, they will feel alone. But in reality, focusing on yourself leads to a deeper connection with the right people. When you are true to yourself, you naturally attract those who align with your values. You no longer feel the need to chase friendships, relationships, or approval. Instead, you build a life where the right people gravitate towards you because of your authenticity. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world are those who learned to trust themselves before anyone else did. They did not wait for others to believe in their dreams. They believed in themselves first. They did not rely on applause to feel worthy. They knew their worth from within. They did not explain their vision to those who could not see it. They simply worked until the world could not ignore them. Discipline is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools for achieving success. In a world full of distractions, staying focused on your goals requires an incredible amount of self-control. Every day, people are faced with countless temptations that can pull them away from their path. Social media, meaningless conversations, unproductive habits, and the constant urge to seek entertainment rather than progress. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who remain stuck is the ability to choose discipline over distractions. It is easy to get lost in distractions because they provide instant gratification. Scrolling through social media, watching endless videos, or engaging in unnecessary debates may seem harmless, but over time, these small distractions add up and take away valuable time and energy. Many people convince themselves that they are simply taking a short break, but what starts as 5 minutes often turns into hours. The key to self-improvement is recognizing that every minute wasted on distractions is a minute taken away from your growth. The most successful individuals are not the ones with the most talent or resources. They are the ones who have mastered discipline. They wake up with a clear purpose, they eliminate distractions, and they stay committed to their work even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when motivation is absent. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes based on emotions, but discipline remains constant. Those who rely on motivation alone will struggle to remain consistent, while those who develop discipline will continue to make progress regardless of how they feel. One of the biggest challenges people face is procrastination. Procrastination is the enemy of progress, and it often disguises itself as harmless delays. People tell themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, or when they feel ready. But the truth is, there is never a perfect time. Waiting for the right moment is just another form of distraction. The only way to achieve anything meaningful is to start now, to take action regardless of circumstances, and to build momentum through consistency. Staying focused on your goals requires the ability to say no. Many people struggle with this because they fear missing out or disappointing others. They agree to plans they don't need, engage in conversations that add no value, and spend time in places that do not align with their purpose. But every yes to a distraction is a no to self-growth. Highly disciplined individuals understand that they cannot afford to waste time on things that do not serve their vision. They are selective about where they invest their energy and are not afraid to distance themselves from anything that does not contribute to their success. The mind is naturally drawn to comfort, and distractions often provide an easy escape from challenges. When things become difficult, it is tempting to take a break, to check a notification, or to find something more entertaining to do. But real growth happens outside of comfort. Pushing through discomfort, staying committed even when things get hard, and resisting the urge to escape into distractions are what separate the successful from the average. Every time a person chooses discipline over distraction, they strengthen their mental toughness. One of the most effective ways to eliminate distractions is to create a structured routine. Successful people do not leave their time to chance. They plan their days with intention. They set priorities, break down their goals into actionable steps, and ensure that every task they complete brings them closer to their vision. Without a plan, it is easy to drift from one distraction to another, wasting hours without realizing it. A well-structured routine acts as a safeguard against distractions, keeping the mind focused and productivity high. Another important aspect of discipline is surrounding oneself with the right environment. The people we interact with, the content we consume, and the habits we engage in all play a role in shaping our mindset. If a person constantly surrounds themselves with distractions, they will struggle to stay disciplined. On the other hand, if they create an environment that supports focus by minimizing unnecessary noise, setting clear goals, and staying connected with like-minded individuals, they will find it easier to maintain discipline. Developing discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. Everyone faces distractions and everyone experiences moments of weakness. The difference is that disciplined individuals do not let small failures turn into permanent habits. They recognize when they are getting off track, they correct their course, and they continue moving forward. Progress is not about never making mistakes. It is about learning from them and staying committed despite setbacks. The journey toward any meaningful goal is long and filled with obstacles. There will always be moments of doubt, fatigue, and frustration, but in those moments, discipline becomes the driving force that keeps a person going. The ability to stay focused despite challenges, to resist distractions even when they are tempting, and to consistently take action without relying on motivation is what leads to success. Actions have always been more powerful than words. In a world where people constantly talk about their dreams, their plans, and their ambitions, only a few actually put in the effort to turn those words into reality. Many people spend their time making promises, explaining their goals, and seeking recognition before they have even achieved anything. But true success does not come from talking about what you are going to do. It comes from doing it. When actions speak, they silence doubts, eliminate the need for explanations, and prove more than words ever could. There is a reason why the most successful people are often the ones who say the least. They do not waste their energy trying to convince others of their potential. Instead, they channel all their focus into executing their plans. They understand that words can be empty, but results cannot be ignored. A person who talks about their plans without taking action will eventually lose credibility, but a person who consistently works towards their goals will earn respect without ever having to ask for it. Many people feel the need to constantly explain their journey as if they must justify their choices to the world. They want others to believe in them, to support them, and to validate their dreams. But the truth is, not everyone will understand your vision, and not everyone needs to. When you waste time explaining yourself, you are diverting energy away from the actual work that needs to be done. The most effective way to make people believe in you is to show them through your achievements. Let your progress be your voice. Silence combined with action creates an undeniable impact. When you move in silence and let your work do the talking, you gain an element of surprise. People may underestimate you, they may doubt you, but when you stay consistent and produce results, they will have no choice but to acknowledge your growth. Success does not need an announcement. It speaks for itself. It is far more powerful to let people see the transformation rather than hear about it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is sharing their plans too early. When you announce your goals before you have made significant progress, you invite unnecessary opinions, doubts, and distractions. Some people may discourage you, some may criticize you, and others may pretend to support you while secretly hoping for your failure. The more you talk, the more energy you give away to things that do not contribute to your growth. Keeping your goals private allows you to focus entirely on the work without external pressure or negativity affecting your mindset. There is also psychological power in doing rather than talking. When a person constantly speaks about what they are going to do, their brain can trick them into feeling a false sense of accomplishment. They feel as if they have already made progress simply because they have verbalized their plans. This illusion of progress can make them less motivated to take real action. On the other hand, when a person focuses solely on doing, they build momentum, develop discipline, and create tangible results that bring them closer to their goals. Consistency is key when it comes to letting action speak. It is not enough to work hard for a short period and then stop. Real success comes from sustained effort over time. The most inspiring individuals are not those who had a single moment of success, but those who kept pushing forward despite challenges. They did not just prove themselves once, they proved themselves every single day through their dedication and perseverance. People respect results more than promises. A person who claims they are going to achieve something but never follows through will eventually lose credibility. But a person who remains silent, works diligently, and delivers results will earn admiration without having to ask for it. This applies to all areas of life: career, relationships, personal growth, and success. Actions reveal character, discipline, and determination in ways that words never can. Choosing to let actions speak also creates a sense of inner peace. When you no longer feel the need to explain yourself or seek validation, you become more focused and confident. You stop worrying about what others think and start trusting the process. You understand that success is not measured by how many people believe in you, but by how much progress you make towards your goals. This mindset shift allows you to stay on track, undisturbed by opinions, and fully committed to your journey. The most powerful people in the world do not boast about what they are going to do, they just do it. They understand that talking about plans does not bring results, but executing them does. They do not waste time proving themselves to others, they prove themselves through their work. When you adopt this mentality, you free yourself from unnecessary distractions, gain control over your progress, and ultimately achieve more than those who spend their time speaking instead of doing. The ability to embrace solitude is one of the most powerful traits a person can develop. In a world that constantly demands interaction, validation, and social engagement, solitude is often misunderstood. Many people associate being alone with loneliness, but solitude is not about isolation. It is about self-discovery, growth, and peace. When you learn to be comfortable with your own company, you unlock a level of strength that few people possess. You no longer need external distractions to feel complete. You find everything you need within yourself. Solitude allows you to truly understand yourself. When you are constantly surrounded by people, opinions, and noise, it becomes difficult to hear your own thoughts. You are influenced by the expectations of others, and without realizing it, you may start making decisions based on what society wants rather than what you truly desire. But when you spend time alone, you gain clarity. You start to recognize your real passions, your deepest fears, and the areas where you need to grow. Self-awareness is the foundation of success, and solitude is the key to achieving it. One of the biggest benefits of solitude is that it helps you build emotional independence. Many people rely on others for happiness, motivation, or validation. They feel empty when they are not constantly engaged in conversations or relationships. But when you embrace solitude, you learn to generate happiness from within. You no longer depend on others to make you feel valued or important. This kind of inner strength makes you unshakable because no external situation or person has control over your emotional well-being. Solitude is also a time for self-improvement. When you are alone, you can dedicate yourself fully to personal growth. You can read, learn new skills, reflect on your progress, and set meaningful goals without distractions. Many of the most successful people in history spent significant time in solitude, using it as an opportunity to refine their craft, develop new ideas, and build discipline. In the silence, creativity thrives and focus sharpens. Another advantage of solitude is that it filters out unnecessary influences. When you are constantly surrounded by people, you absorb their energy, their thoughts, and sometimes even their fears. If you are not careful, you may adopt limiting beliefs that do not belong to you. But when you spend time alone, you get to decide what thoughts and beliefs you allow into your mind. You become more intentional about the content you consume, the habits you develop, and the direction you want your life to take. Solitude also teaches you resilience. Life is unpredictable, and there will be times when you have to stand alone. If you have never learned to be comfortable with solitude, those moments can feel overwhelming. But when you have already embraced the power of being alone, you do not fear those situations. You know that you are capable of handling challenges on your own. You trust yourself, your decisions, and your ability to navigate difficulties without relying on external support. One of the most common fears people have is being alone with their thoughts. Many avoid solitude because they are afraid of facing their inner struggles, regrets, or insecurities. They keep themselves constantly distracted to avoid deep self-reflection. But true growth happens when you confront those fears, acknowledge your weaknesses, and work on improving them. The more you spend time with yourself, the more you heal, grow, and develop the confidence needed to move forward. Solitude also strengthens relationships. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you enter relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. You no longer depend on others to fill emotional voids because you are already complete on your own. This makes your connections with others healthier, stronger, and more meaningful. Instead of clinging to relationships out of fear of loneliness, you engage with people because you genuinely appreciate their presence, not because you need them to feel complete. Embracing solitude also gives you a sense of control over your time. Many people feel drained because they are constantly socializing, attending events, or engaging in conversations that do not add value to their lives. They feel obligated to always be available, to always respond, and to always be part of something. But when you prioritize solitude, you take back control. You become more selective about where you invest your time and energy, ensuring that everything you do aligns with your goals and values. The most powerful individuals are those who have mastered the art of being alone. They do not fear solitude. They embrace it as a tool for growth, clarity, and strength. They understand that time alone is not time wasted. It is an opportunity to reset, refocus, and realign with their purpose. They do not seek distractions to fill a void because they have already found fulfillment within themselves. Silence is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools a person can possess. In a world where everyone is constantly speaking, explaining, and reacting, silence holds a different kind of strength. It is not a sign of weakness or submission. Rather, it is a symbol of control, wisdom, and self-discipline. The ability to remain silent in situations where others expect a reaction gives you an edge. It allows you to observe, think, and act with precision instead of being caught up in impulsive emotions. People often feel the need to explain themselves, to justify their actions, or to prove their worth. They want to be heard, understood, and accepted. But the truth is, not everyone deserves an explanation, and not every situation requires a response. There is power in withholding words, in choosing when and how to speak, and in understanding that silence can sometimes be the most impactful response. Silence is a tool that allows you to control conversations. When you refuse to react immediately, you create space for thought. Most people are uncomfortable with silence and rush to fill it with words, often revealing more than they should. But when you remain silent, you force others to reveal their intentions, their weaknesses, and their thoughts without giving away anything in return. The ability to stay quiet in crucial moments can provide clarity, exposing truths that would have remained hidden if you had engaged in unnecessary dialogue. Silence also protects your energy. Engaging in every argument, responding to every criticism, and defending yourself against every opinion is exhausting. Not everyone deserves a response, and not every comment requires attention. When you remain silent, you refuse to be dragged into negativity. You do not waste your time on meaningless debates or toxic interactions. Instead, you preserve your peace, allowing your actions and results to speak louder than any words ever could. In moments of conflict, silence is a weapon. Arguments escalate when both sides feel the need to have the last word. But when one person remains silent, the tension shifts. Silence forces the other person to reflect on their own words and actions. It removes the emotional fuel that drives conflicts, creating space for rational thinking. Silence is not a sign of defeat. It is a demonstration of maturity, self-restraint, and confidence. Silence also strengthens decision-making. Many people make mistakes because they speak before thinking. They commit to things they later regret, they make promises they cannot keep, or they reveal plans too soon. But those who understand the power of silence take their time. They listen, they analyze, and they speak only when necessary. This calculated approach prevents them from making impulsive decisions and allows them to navigate life with greater precision. Listening is an underrated skill, and silence is its foundation. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. They wait for their turn to speak, rather than truly absorbing what is being said. But those who master the art of silence become excellent listeners. They pick up on details that others miss. They understand situations more deeply, and they gain insights that help them make smarter choices. Silence enhances awareness, allowing you to see things from multiple perspectives, rather than being blinded by your own voice. Silence also demands respect. A person who speaks too much, explains too much, or reacts too often is seen as predictable. But someone who remains silent, speaks only when necessary, and lets their actions speak for them, commands attention. People listen when they finally speak because their words carry weight. Their silence creates an aura of mystery and strength, making them more influential than those who constantly feel the need to talk. There is also great power in keeping personal matters private. In a world where people share everything, plans, struggles, successes, and failures, silence gives you an advantage. When no one knows your next move, they cannot interfere, criticize, or sabotage it. Silence protects your dreams from unnecessary negativity, allowing you to work in peace without external pressure or doubt. The most successful people understand this. They do not announce their plans, they execute them. Silence is a sign of self-control. It takes discipline to hold back when you want to react. It takes strength to walk away when you want to argue. It takes confidence to let your actions do the talking instead of seeking validation through words. Those who master silence master themselves, and those who master themselves hold the greatest power of all. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, you unlock a level of power that most people will never understand. The world is full of distractions, opinions, and unnecessary noise, but true growth happens when you turn inward, discipline yourself, and let your actions speak louder than your words. Success does not come from seeking validation or engaging in meaningless conversations. It comes from dedication, resilience, and self-awareness. The ability to stay focused in a world full of distractions sets you apart. The ability to move in silence protects your energy and allows you to grow without interference. And the ability to embrace solitude makes you emotionally independent and unshakable. When you stop explaining yourself, stop seeking approval, and start putting in the real work, everything changes. People will question you, they will doubt you, and they may not understand your journey. But that does not matter. Because at the end of the day, it is not about proving yourself to others, it is about proving yourself to yourself. Stay committed, stay disciplined, and trust the process. Let your silence build your strength, let your focus build your success, and let your results speak for themselves.